Welcome to Comfort Habit number 2. I'm going to attempt this again. My other video was destroyed, so that's real. Alright, so first off, happy Independence Day, because it is now officially 1:02 a.m. in the morning. And this is my final video for tonight, or first video for today. I'm about to post everything anyway. Alright, so we made it this far to Independence Day. And we've had a rough road, people. We've had a rough road over the last 4 or 5 months, I guess. Let's see, February, March, April, May, June, July. Okay, so the last 6 months we've had it pretty rough. COVID given more than it's. Let me just put it this way: COVID's been kicking our booties right in the hole, and that's bad. Racism on the rise. We got parking lot Karens. I really have no idea what that is, but I have seen the videos and they're labeled parking lot Karens, and they have male Karens, and let's see, to wear a mask or to not wear a mask. These things are they're tearing us apart. We got police brutality on a bigger level than it's ever been. And we have people getting killed. We have rioters happening. Everywhere you turn, there's a video of some racist incident somehow, somewhere or another. And we need to all sit back and think things through, which we don't seem to be doing. Honestly, truly to God, we don't seem to be doing this at all. We seem to only think about one thing or another, but not the right thing. And the thing with that is, no. While I'm here, let me go ahead and baby oil the shit out of my hair because it looks like crap. So let's do that while we talk. I'm gonna have to do manscaping tomorrow because my night shoot went over like a lot. So as you guys can see, without hair care products, I look like a bush weevil. I know. I got off topic. But the fact of the matter is that we are all in this together. And we all refuse to bend. The violence against Asians and blacks is on the rise since the virus. Our president has made racial statements like on a daily basis, like it's not even a thing. Like he doesn't care who gets hurt or how it affects people. And then we have I watched a lot of videos. I shared a lot of videos. Some I wish I didn't see, and I can't ever unsee. But I'm gonna tell you, how the hell did that guy there? Somebody's been in my room. Thought so. But anyway, it's kind of it's a really bad thing, like my hair. When we sit here, we have the ability to communicate with each other. We do. We choose to not communicate with each other. No. And as humans, we tend to look for the easy way out versus facing the challenge head on. Alright? We do. It doesn't matter if you're a male or a woman. It's easier to have conflict than it is to try and find a peaceful resolution. But that's too much like the right thing to do, which tends to be a problem with most of us these days. We find the easy way out instead of doing what's right. Damn things glistening my head. And as long as we're going to keep doing that, we're going to continue to have problems. until we find a problematic solution to a problematic situation, it's always going to be problematic. Okay, I can't change my skin color. I can't change my race. By all legal rights, I am a black man because my birth certificate says so. By all genetic genealogy, I am a multicultural man because back in the 70s and the 60s and before that, when citizens who were biracial or multicultural, we didn't have a name. So they put us to whatever our parent was that looked resembled or whatever. My mom's mixed, my dad's mixed. My dad looks black because his dad is black. My dad's deceased, so that doesn't matter. My mom looks white because her father's father was white. But here's the thing on that, man. If these people could come together and create life, why can't we all come together and live life? Oh, I know why. Because it's too much like the right thing to do, and there's a butt fuck a bunch of bigots in charge. Alright? And racists. And anybody who can't see now of all the things that Mr. Trump has said that are racist, you might want to reevaluate your line of what's racist and what's not racist. And I'm going to say this only because it needs to be said. In no way, shape, or form do I hate anybody due to the color of their skin. I don't have the right to do that because I'm multicultural. But when you hear our commander-in-chief leading the charge, and he's going around calling it Kung Flu or the Chinese virus, he didn't think about the Asian Americans whose lives he just put in danger. He didn't think about the other things. And then when I watched The View the other day, he said that Black Lives Matters could be considered a terrorist group. Now, you want to talk about terrorist groups. Let me talk about Charlottesville in 2017, in which a city I live in at the moment because I can't afford to get out. So, the United Rights, they came through, they had torches. A young lady who was white, who was fighting for black people's rights, she died. Two police officers died, but we later found out that was helicopter malfunction. So that was a tech issue. But Miss Hire, on the other hand, didn't really have a dog in the fight when a guy plowed through a bunch of people, killing her and injuring thousands or hundreds of others. But yet you want to declare the Black Lives Matter movements terrorist threats. So I guess neo-Nazis aren't terrorist threats. I guess the KKK aren't terrorist threats. I guess other gangs like the Mob and the Triads and the Yakuza. So none of those guys are terrorist threats. But Black Lives Matters is terrorist threats. Okay. Very good. So let's talk about the facts, people. I am not a Trump supporter. I don't hate this man, but I wouldn't vote for him if he's the last genius on earth for a couple of reasons. I'm part Cherokee, alright? And in 1993, he said some bad things about Native Americans. Native Americans never showed up to wherever this was, but they didn't like Native Americans to him. So I guess he expect all Native Americans to run around in loincloths and chaps and moccasins. And that's supposed to make us all look like Native Americans in war paint. Of course, if you look at all these movies from the old days, 20% of the people that were playing Native Americans had no native blood in them at all. They were generally all actors of Italian descent who just had copper color skin. It hurt me when I found this out that Native American actors never really got the spotlight until the late 60s, early 70s, because that's about the time Graham Greene and them came out. Then as you broke into the 80s and the 90s with Adam Beach and the guy that played the Indian in the Covert and Graham Greene, you rarely got to see anybody really play Native Americans. And then on Deadly Ground, Joan Chen, a Chinese woman, played a Native American. In Tales from the Crypt, Vivian Wu, another Chinese woman, played Little Drum Beater. Okay, I'm not knocking them. They're some of my favorite Asian actresses. But Native Americans are also Asian. And our leader of the free world has condemned Native Americans damn near every turn he possibly had. Standing Rock for me was the straw that broke the camel's back as far as I was concerned with Trump. Once he broke his word to the Standing Rock Native Americans, because he said before he got in, if I'm the president, you don't have to worry about Standing Rock. I'm not going to touch Standing Rock. You guys can go find a video on that. It hasn't been removed. As soon as he got in office, the first thing he did was pipelines coming through Standing Rock. So not only was that a kick in the face, a stomp to the nuts at the same damn time, but you know what affects one Native American tribe, as all Native American tribes have learned, affects all Native American tribes. Let me explain that before I get any comments on this. First Nations going through the same shit that Standing Rock has gone through in certain parts of Canada. I can't remember where, but it was like 4 or 5 months ago that somebody had sent me something, and it was dealing with First Nation tribes. So First Nation tribes have Ojibwa and some possible Cherokee, possibly Apache, but I know they do have a big Ojibwa up there. I probably didn't say it right, but anyway, I'm part Cherokee. So what affects the Ojibwa affects us. The same thing when Europeans came. What affected the Creek, what affected Iroquois, whatever affected every Native American nation down the eastern seaboard from Powhatan to the Manhattan Indians, it affected all the tribes. And next thing you know, you either got assimilated or you got put on a reservation. My grandmother came from the Powhite Reservation. Well, her mother came from the Powhite Reservation. She took the last name Wallace. It was never explained to me why. All I know is I have a lot of Native American stories stored up in here from her. But none about Coyote, just her and her brother John stories, and how separate but equal meant separate but equal to blacks and whites, but not Native Americans. And in fact, Native Americans didn't actually get rights until 1924. Let me fact check that real quick, because I did Google that once before, but you might like it better if it comes from Google. What year was the Native American Rights Act? Let's see what it says. Yeah. The Senate Act of 1924 admitted Native American born in the USA to full citizenship through 15th Amendment passed in 1870. Granted all U.S. citizens the right to vote regardless of race. It wasn't until Snyder Act and the Native Americans could enjoy the rights granted by this amendment. Alright, so then if you Wikipedia this shit, it's got Native American Citizen Rights, Wikipedia jump, Indian Civil Rights Act, 1968, Law of Indian Civil Rights, ICRA. Now, there's a lot more, but 1924, even though we were here thousands of years before 1924. But apparently in 1924, that's when they started getting their rights. The people who were born here, by the way. So then you click on when did Native Americans become citizens? Congress took some sort of final step in June 1924, granting citizenship to all Native American borns in the United States. President Cleveland Coolidge, with 4 Osage Indians, after Coolidge signed the bill granting Indians full citizenship. So yeah, my great-grandmother, Ada Wallace, didn't have the rights that we have now. So when I talk about my Native American heritage, that's why. So when I see these racist videos of how people are getting hemmed up because they're black, I feel that too, because I'm also part black, but I'm also part white. So when I feel that white people who are standing with the Black Lives Matter movement are really serious and totally honored to be there, is because I'm also part white. The racism that we face here in America will have to come in video 2.